At its core, bystander intervention is when someone or a group of people intervene in a situation or scenario in which the mutual respect that we have for each other, the respect that we have for ourselves, and our shared values might be violated.
Bystander intervention is an extremely important tool in prevention because it not only prevents problematic and harmful behavior occurring in a moment, but also sends a larger message to the person or people engaging in the behavior, the person or people being harmed by it, and everyone around you in the community as a whole, that the behaviors are not okay or something that is tolerated and accepted by you or our community.
We also facilitate various workshops, including the first year bystander intervention workshops, which really allows first years to hone in on their bystanding skills as they enter college.
I think it's important to realize when it comes to bystander intervention that there's not just one way to help.
A very simple way to sum up how to be an active bystander is with the 4 Ds: distract, delay, delegate, and direct.
One time that I remember this happening was a guy was kind of coming on to a girl and she seemed really uninterested and also way too drunk to be involved in any sort of sexual situation. And I just kind of played this casual bystander intervention approach where there was really loud music blaring. So I just pretended to be dancing really aggressively and just kind of broke them up. And I knew the girl, so I knew she would be okay with that. Thereafter, she had said to me, "Thank you so much, Nicole. I really didn't want to be in that situation at all. Like, thank you so much." And I think just a small action on my part that night was able to stop something potentially from going awry.
So sometimes what might be best for you is let someone else know about the situation. Maybe somebody who has more power. Maybe it's somebody who's hosting the party. Maybe it's someone who's like closer to the people involved to say, "Hey, I noticed this was going on and it doesn't look too safe. It doesn't look like this person was comfortable with what was happening. Can you do something to help?"
I think one of the most important aspects of bystander intervention is remembering that it can start with small and simple actions, like walking up to someone at a party who you think may be in a problematic situation, but aren't sure, and just asking them to see if they're okay, see how they're doing and feeling, and assess the situation to see whether or not further action is necessary. But it's always a good idea to ask and check in, just to make sure.
I really would like to create a culture where people are more aware of identities and more aware of how their own identity might put them in a position to step in to help someone else.
One area that I'm particularly enthusiastic about is how we can help become proactive bystanders. Not simply people who wait for events to happen to intervene, but people who can prevent events from happening in the first place.
I think when people envision being an active bystander before they've actually been one, they think of a massive public gesture or yelling or getting very involved in what they assume to be somebody else's business, and they think, how am I ever going to be able to do that? Like, that sounds so scary. It sounds very intimidating. But in reality, being an active bystander is never that scary. I think once people realize that it's not scary to be an active bystander, they'll be able to kind of go around that hurdle, and our campus will be much more tolerant and accountable.
And when you can't stand up for yourselves, I think knowing someone else is willing to help you out, I don't know, I think it's a really nice acknowledgement of some shared humanity.